welcome to Spilling the Tea with Susie. Tonight I am spilling the tea with somebody really super cool, and I am so excited about it. We all know and love her. Her name is Tori. Let's go ahead and let her in, shall we? Hi, Tori.
Hello. Am I here?
You're here. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Awesome.
Yes. Oh my
Love
gosh.
it when the tech works.
I know. I'm sorry. You were probably able to see me for a while I was like scribbling frantically, getting the last couple of questions written down because I thought I was done at around midnight last night. I was not. I had more questions come in for you, and literally, Tori, I have never gotten as many questions as I did for you.
Really?
Yeah, I have so many questions for you, so everyone needs to buckle up and
well, I mean, I know you try not to make these long, but I'm willing to stay on as long as you want to go. So,
all right.
I have nowhere to be.
Sounds good. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get started. I see we have lots of friends watching us already. So, hopefully my chatbot here starts working soon because that looks like it's a little bit broken. But that's okay. I'll ask you your first question and I'll work on that. All right. So, your first question is, what's your favorite Nancy Drew soundtrack?
Okay. I was like, if I don't get this one, I'm going to be shocked. So
you got several.
when it comes down to it, like, it's so hard to pick, but I would have to say Curse of Blackmore Manor.
Yeah.
It's just so iconic.
It is.
And just has this elegance that just stands apart, I feel like, from all the other soundtracks. And I love the cello. And of course, like, the piano is so front and center in that one. And I think he just does a really good job with some of the tracks. Kevin Manthe, like, channeling that vibe of, like, you can tell you're in a manor that's hundreds of years old.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal soundtrack. Like, as a whole, I feel like that one is just above and beyond. Like, he really didn't have to go that hard, but he did.
Yeah. And it's really hard to pick favorites, but it's like, that's the one that always comes to mind the most.
That is a really good one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Amy's drinking peppermint tea. Very nice.
Yes, Morgan, I see your comment. Yes, I had to represent the ATAC shirt.
Nice.
This was Liv. She made this happen.
I know. Oh, I love Liv. All right. What's your favorite, most obscure hymn? Either melodically or lyrically.
Oh, a hymn. Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is a great question. So actually, it is an Augustus Toplady hymn. If you know Rock of Ages, it's called A Debtor to Mercy. And I had never heard it in my life until my college piano teacher, who was a grad assistant. He was getting a double master's degree while I was his student.
Whoa. And
one of his degrees was composition. And for his graduate composition recital, he took the text and set it to new music.
That's cool.
And it is just like the most gorgeous. Well, his music was great. And I've heard the music that it's usually set to, and I don't think it's very good. Like, there's a reason why churches don't sing it, because it's not good music. But he gave us some wonderful choral music, and the words are just like, it's just pure poetry.
That is so cool. Wow. Okay.
I don't know if it exists on YouTube anywhere. It used to, but I feel like he may have taken it down or something.
Really?
But I badgered him, and he gave me a CD of all the stuff that was recorded for his recital. So if I can dig up the audio file,
you could share it with
post
us.
that somewhere, because it's so good. And
Oh,
also, he published it too, so I think it's online on like some choral website too.
Oh,
so
I hope so.
I'll have to find that.
Yeah, I would really love to hear that. That sounds really good. Excuse me eating my dinner while I'm here. I literally I ran from getting my son down. I had to give him some cough medicine. I had already gotten him down.
Oh, okay.
Had to go give him some cough medicine. Ran down here. I was like, I haven't had my dinner. I haven't written my last question. So I was like, Let's go.
You are good.
Okay. Okay, so...
Oh, by the way, since we're talking about food, I need to show you, because I did come with tea.
Yes, show us the tea.
So I have vanilla chai, and I chose this mug just for you.
Yes! My girl. We are team Oxford comma right here.
Yeah, I went digging through, I looked at my mug collection, and I'm like, this is the only mug I could possibly use to talk to Susie.
It's so true, though. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, Hannah, he is still a little sick. Like, he's well, and I feel like I noticed his cough go away for a few days, but it just came back a little bit. So, just, coughs. They're the worst. They're hard to get rid of. All right, I'm really mad at myself because I was going to study for this question.
Okay.
And I didn't. So, the question is... I'm going to butcher this. The question is, what is the most incorrect way to pronounce courgette? Courgette? What is that?
You actually did a great job.
Really?
Okay, much better than Carter the first few times he tried to say it.
Hear that, Carter? I did better than you.
The most incorrect way to say it, I'll give you a little sneak peek, because there is like a silly song that exists. I just haven't put a reel together yet. And if you go with what I put in my lyrics, just to be a total laugh, was you can say Corvette, corset, or corgi. So I guess take your pick. Which one of those three?
That's so funny.
Hopefully that song will find its way out into the world.
Oh, please. Soon. What is the correct way?
As far as I know, it's courgette.
Oh, so I said it right.
Yeah, it's from the French.
Okay, I thought it looked French.
And I just think it's
the word. I've never
it's so much more. Yeah, so much more elegant than zucchini. So.
Oh my gosh, so good.
We gotta be classy.
I love it. So, this next one I will preface. You do not have to do this. But Professor Hotchkiss said,
okay.
I request a pun off. Tori may only respond to questions using tea puns for 10 minutes of spilling the tea.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if that's possible, but if you so desire, you may use as many puns as you would like.
Okay. How about this? Because my puns are usually very organic and unplanned and spur of the moment. Mm-hmm. So I will endeavor, if my brain does not go off on a rabbit trail somewhere trying to answer these questions, if I can think of a tea-related pun, I will drop it. So let's get brewing.
Yeah. Already. It really took me a moment to get that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't do them on command. The moment has to be right, but I will try just for her.
You're usually pretty good at it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, what is a key moment in the games that really sticks with you?
Okay, this is going to, right off the bat, involve spoilers. And it's the end of Secret of Shadow Ranch, because that was my first game. I, to this day, can remember how I felt when Nancy walks out of the cave after finding Dirk's treasure, and it switches to a cutscene, and the camera pans down, and then you see Shorty come from the bottom and turn around and face her.
Yeah.
I, to this day, can remember how, like, the dread that just came into the pit of my stomach, because I that was my first time seeing how a culprit reveal works in the Nancy games. And I've played that game more than any others, and I still, every time that moment happens, and then he starts doing the whole "just went through another door, Nancy," and he keeps like calling out to you how close he's getting. I know exactly what to do to beat that game, and I still just feel this like
the anxiety of it,
sheer dread. Like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do? And the first time I played the game, I didn't know what to do right off the bat to beat it, so I got the second chance multiple times. Man. So yeah, I can picture that. I can remember how I felt. Wow. I still feel that way when I play it. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, I remember. This is also spoilers, but I really remember the twin reveal from Waverly so well, because I was much, much older when that game came out, but I remember being like, what? That was one of those moments for me. Okay, let's keep going. This one, I don't know what she's trying to get at with this one. What's your deepest, darkest playthrough cheat secret from the games?
Oh boy. I mean, I'm trying to think if I don't think I do anything that other people don't know about and also sometimes do themselves.
I know. I'm like, where are you gonna find an answer for this?
Deepest, darkest, and also, like, I'm a bit of a goody two shoes, so I don't like using cheats to begin with.
Really?
If I don't have to, because I'm just like, that's not how you play the game. I mean, I do use some. Yeah. I don't know. This is neither deep nor dark, but I like to use the cell phone trick in Shadow Ranch that lets you make phone calls in the desert, because I can't be bothered to ride back to Mariazzi's every time I want to make a phone call. Like,
I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, okay.
So that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
You'll have to teach me that one.
It's handy. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah, I've heard that it's possible, but I've never attempted. I don't even know. So.
But I don't feel like that's deep and dark, because other people
really.
know how to do that one.
I think it can be deep and dark. This is a really odd.
It's like maybe one will hit me later, but
you'll be like, wait, hang on, stop the question.
I'll have to try harder to come up with an answer.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Oh, I've seen. Oh, people don't know about this cell phone trick. So apparently, I just assume everyone knows these things because I feel like I am the least knowledgeable person when it comes to how these games work. But okay, we'll have to spread that cheat out into the world because it's awesome.
Maybe you can make a reel for us. Sounds like a plan there. Okay, where did we leave off? Oh, can we have more vegetable pun content of all the Nancy Drew creators, please? And thank you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Again, okay, we're talking about food, so vegetables. It has to be organic. So it has to come about. Like, I was not planning to turn Hugh into stalks of rhubarb on Thursday, but it just happened. I wasn't going to turn Carter into a courgette, but it just happened. So definitely,
Amazing.
Yes. Whoever's next, it's like when it is your time to be a vegetable.
I'm waiting for my chance to be like a cucumber or something,
Yeah. Well, there you go.
just biding my time, waiting to get vegetabled by Tori.
But yeah, we need more. It's like, now that we have 2 in the ranks, like we need a whole clue crew VeggieTales.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yes, fruit works too. Fruit and vegetables. If we run out,
there's a lot more like to work with there. Yeah. Okay. What's your least favorite music from the games?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna say White Wolf of Icicle Creek, only because I feel like I hardly know how any of that music sounds. Because at least in my installed versions of the games, the music is always really quiet, other than the ending challenge. And so I just feel like I don't even know what it sounds like, other than some tinkling percussion in a few places. So it's not even like a criticism that it's bad music. I just
can't remember it.
I just can't remember what any of it sounds like. And when I get playing the games, like, I just get into the zone and I don't think about like, oh, Tori, you could go into the menu and you could turn the sound up so you could actually hear it. So
Amazing.
I just think, I don't know, the way I've always played it, it gets buried in the atmosphere and the sound effects. So
No, that's fine. That's fine.
maybe it's great and I need to listen to it, but
No, I mean, you do whatever you want to do. The chat is interesting for a moment there, where
I see it.
Maggie called me a zucchini,
So,
which is pretty good. And Hannah wants to know if getting vegetable means you have arrived, and I think it does, because so far it's only Carter and you, and they are like the kings of our fandom here. So
yeah, it just has to be right, and it has to be like it's not going to work unless the name is epic. Like Carter the Courgette just rolls off the tongue, and hubarb,
so good, so good.
It's a pun. So it works.
So good. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is really fun. I like this one. Musical instruments you think Nancy, Ned, Bess, George, and the Hardy Boys would play?
Oh. Okay.
It's a big one.
Let's see. Oh, there's so many to choose from. Oh, okay. Just because
you're a real Snoopy
Nancy
Susie,
is
aren't
just
you?
so classic, and she does have a piano in her house, and her mom actually did try to teach her how to play the song that she wrote. I can see Nancy still being a pianist, and George, I don't know why. I feel like George would be maybe really into percussion. I feel like she would like percussion is very, like, the rhythm, it's very steady. And I feel like there's something about the fact that her being into the tech stuff and whatnot, and having this very kind of like, I feel like mathematically and science-oriented brain on. There's something that makes me feel like the steadiness and of percussion would really appeal to her. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Ned and Frank and Bess. Let's see. And Joe. Oh boy. Oh, this is a good question. This is hard. It's like now I'm trying to go through the whole orchestra.
Like I have my thoughts about this, but I think that they're just based on like personalities. So I'm really interested in like how you're coming up with this. It's so cool.
Let's see. Honestly, not to copy answers, but I really just also think Ned would play the piano, but for a different reason, because I feel like piano is the most, I'm sorry, Ned, I love you, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, the most vanilla instrument. Like if kids take music lessons, they usually learn how to play the piano.
Yeah.
And so it's just very like, of course, what's Ned gonna do other than learn piano?
Of course.
And Frank. Oh, Bess actually. Okay, I think Bess would like the vibe of a saxophone.
Ooh.
Saxophones have a ton of personality, and they know how to surprise you, because they're usually, we associate them with jazz, but they also can, they can do straight up classical music really beautifully. And I feel like Bess is that way. We kind of want to put her in a box, but then she goes out and surprises us by doing really brilliant things, like getting into the Jolly Roger, using the password and getting into that meeting and figuring stuff out. Let's see, Frank. I'm thinking Frank feels like a trumpet player to me.
That's what I thought too.
Just very strong, rock solid, just classic. And Joe, Joe's gonna be probably back there playing the timpani and checking his phone during the concert.
Yes.
And missing his cue, and they're like, "Oh, I'm supposed to be, doing this right now." And then he's just gonna take those mallets and put his whole heart and soul into it.
I love this so much.
I don't know, it's gonna be crazy.
Oh my gosh, Maggie, I see you saying in the chat that you have an answer for this as well, but you're trying to hold off. Don't hold off. I want to hear your opinions. If people have opinions, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Because
answer the.
I was thinking about this too, and I was like, okay, Frank 100% plays the trumpet. There's no way Frank doesn't play the trumpet. My first thought was Joe should play the ukulele. Just seems like a ukuleleist to me. A ukulelist?
That makes sense. Yeah, my brain defaulted to orchestra instruments, so I didn't think of that one, but yeah.
Shannon says Joe plays kazoo or theremin.
Joe is just gonna sit there like on the beach in Hawaii, like with his fishing pole propped up, and he's just sitting there like strumming away.
He's playing "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz.
And then like his line goes, and he freaks out, and he chucks his ukulele into the water.
Yeah, literally.
And that's all she wrote.
Yep, for sure. For sure. I think Bess should play the flute. And I think Ned should play the bassoon. Don't ask me why. He just seems like a bassoon to me.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
There you go. Okay, anyway. That was a really fun question, you guys.
Yeah.
What is your absolute favorite mug?
Oh. Let's see. It's probably a tie between both of them were gifts. So one of them was a gift from my sister. Anyone who has seen the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, you know and love Mr. Collins when he says, "What excellent boiled potatoes."
Yeah.
Many years since I've had such an exemplary vegetable. And my sister got me, like, it's a very minimalist mug. It's literally it's the text, "What excellent boiled potatoes" on the mug.
Love that.
But I just cackled so much when she gave that to me for Christmas. And then also, another friend of mine, she gave me a mug from a small business owner. If anyone's ever heard of A Fine Quotation, she's got an Etsy shop and a website, does tons of like literary stuff. Really cool. So my friend from this shop, it was my first ever Fine Quotation mug. It is all around the whole thing. It's the Shire with the bag end door painted on it. And then on one side it says "Home is behind." And then when you turn the mug and go to the other side, it says "The world ahead." And that one is so special to me because if you've seen the movies, "Home is behind, the world ahead." And if you've read the books, that's the first line from one of the songs that the hobbits sing in the book. It happens earlier in the book, but in the movie, Billy Boyd, who plays Pippin, sings it. And hearing him sing that song for the first time is a core memory for me because it was so mesmerizing. He has a beautiful voice. The movie is worth watching just for that scene. So it just has a lot of personal significance to me, and I love that someone actually made a Hobbit mug.
Oh, that's so nice.
And that exists. So I default to that one a lot.
Oh my goodness,
it has a lot of special meaning.
We're getting a lot of Pride and Prejudice love in the chat right now.
Very good. Very good.
We do love the 2005 Pride and Prejudice.
I know.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah, there's some people who have thoughts about the 2005 not being a good adaptation. I'm just no.
They don't tell me that.
It is aesthetically amazing. You're make some changes, but it's so great.
It's so good.
It nails socially awkward Darcy.
Oh, I love socially awkward Darcy. Oh, just so good. Carter just watched it for the first time and didn't think he would like it, and now he's watched it at least 9 times.
let me tell you, it is a special movie. Mm-hmm. My dad, he's not a period drama. That kind of stuff is not his thing. But he will sit down and he will watch that one, and he is totally invested. Like he remembers, like anytime he's around, and if we put it on, he's like, like he gets really into it.
Yeah.
So it's a great movie.
All the men in my life will watch that one. There's just something magical about that movie. It just brings everyone together.
It's so quotable. I have no idea how many times I've seen it, but it just like the quotes from that movie just
it's so good.
are like a part of my vocabulary.
So good. Same. I know. I've been kind of like pining after that movie because we read Pride and Prejudice in my book club. And I haven't watched the movie since I read the book, and I just really want to watch it again because, the book is so good, and the movie's so good.
Yeah, this conversation is inspiring me. I have the piano book for the 2005 movie. It's like I need to get back to that and like practice more of those. Like the Liz. If you do not love the Liz on Top of the World track, like don't even talk to me. You have bad taste in music if you don't love this.
So
like that beautiful. Is so gorgeous. It's like I need to practice that one up again and then
so good.
Play it.
I think we need some Pride and Prejudice reels from you as well. Look at all the content we're giving you tonight. All right, we just went off on like such a tangent. Let's see, where are we?
Tangents are good.
Playing piano for, and how did you learn?
Okay, so I don't actually remember the specific year that I started playing. I know I'm pretty sure that when I started taking formal lessons, I was in 7th grade. I would have been like 11 or 12, I think. Like I know it's been well over, or like it's basically been 20 years at least. It's been at least 20 years. But and 7th grade is actually pretty late start on formal instruction, I feel like, compared to a lot of other people that I know. But I already knew how to play the piano when I started because my older sister, she took lessons, and I was little sister who wanted to do everything that big sister was doing. So I was fascinated with her books and watching her practice, and like pestered her enough that she actually sat down with me and like let me go through her books and taught me how to read music. So by the time I started lessons, I already knew like all the notes on the staff and basically knew how to play. So my teacher had me do all of the standard like beginner's books in order that you usually do them in, but I flew through them because I was coming in not starting from scratch.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. My mom told me that I really, really, really wanted to learn how to play the piano when I was like 4 years old, but I was a really, really tiny child. So she said my fingers couldn't stretch far enough to like play the piano.
Oh yeah.
So I I learned a little bit when I was a kid, but I guess I just kind of lost interest.
Yeah, it's hard. I actually this is if I could change one thing about myself, I would like to have longer fingers. Like I have really short fingers.
Yeah.
And it is definitely
does not
a stretch. Like there's some stuff that I just like flat out can't play it without reinventing it because it requires too much stretch. I will actually say though, like my left hand in particular, because of how I have to play at church, like you do if you play long enough, your hand will start to develop stretch. And so I can get good reach, and it doesn't like make my hands ache or anything.
That's good. I play the ukulele, and there are some chords that I cannot play because I can't stretch my fingers enough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
You're a real Snoopy Susie, aren't you?
Always gets me. Okay. I saw you redeemed FMK. Just hold on. Okay. I like to at least get through one page of questions before we play a game. Okay. What's your favorite Lord of the Rings quote?
Oh, let's see. I don't have the whole. I actually have a painting. My sister made me a painting. She put the whole quote on it. I don't have it nearby right now. So, I won't say the whole thing because it's on the longest side and I'd probably mess it up. But it's from The Return of the King when from the book, when Sam and Frodo are going through Mordor. They're really close to Mount Doom, and it's dark, like you can't see the sun, everything's just covered, and they're like, just at the end of their rope, just hardly have any strength to go on. And Sam looks up and he sees just one star twinkling in the sky, and it's something, the specific, just the small snippet of quote that I'll share is, in the end, the shadow was only a small and passing thing. There was light and high beauty forever beyond its reach.
That's beautiful.
It's so gorgeous. Like, just beautifully written, and I think it just speaks to, like, what it means to live life.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Because sometimes we feel like we're walking through Mordor, and you have to look for that reminder, like this is not all there is. This is not how the story ends.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I am just watching chaos happen in the chat right now.
Yes,
so guys,
yes, poor Carter.
So Streamlabs will occasionally, I think it's every 15 minutes, will tell everyone some commands, and it literally showed up like right after Maggie said occasionally it will show up. So I think it's really funny.
Perfect.
So sorry, Carter.
Yeah, so I've been watching here, like, just seeing him struggle. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, everybody was making up commands. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so there's some commands that you can try. I don't have too many. Also, you can redeem Snoopy Susie, which just gives basically my name. When what's his name? When Beach says you're a real Snoopy Susie, aren't you? And it scares me every time. So Liz likes to do that one. And then there's also Redeem FMK, which makes us play a game of FMK. So more to come at a later date. I just haven't had time. Okay. One more question, and then we're gonna play FMK. All right. What's your favorite book that you've read recently?
Let's see. I will say, actually, because I am doing a reading plan with a group right now where we are reading all of Shakespeare's works.
Oh, wow.
You're a real Snoopy Susie, aren't you?
It is intense. It's 60 weeks.
Whoa.
And we are on, here's my schedule. We're starting week 13 tomorrow. So we have a long ways to go.
Gosh.
I think it's like we'll finish the end of July next year.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool.
So I am going to say Romeo and Juliet.
Ooh, a classic.
Because I used to despise that play with every fiber of my being. All you had to do was mention it and I would be spitting fire and snarking about it. And then realized that there's a right way to read Shakespeare and there's a wrong way to read Shakespeare. And I was reading him the wrong way. And I was reading that play the wrong way. Mm-hmm. So I got educated. and I learned a lot through the group that I'm in. Yeah. And reread it, and it was just like, oh my goodness. Like, Shakespeare, you sly dog, you wrote this when you were still so young in your playwright career, and this is amazing. It's like we haven't even gotten to the best of his stuff yet.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what do you consider to be the best of his stuff?
For me, it is Macbeth is up there, and King Lear. We got a ways to go before we get to those, and The Tempest, which I think is his last one. The Winter's Tale, like it's later stuff where he really just comes into his element.
Yeah.
It is fabulous.
Oh, so I love some of the tragedies. Like I love Hamlet and I love Othello.
Oh yeah, and actually the other thing, just to add to this answer, so the way we're doing it is we're reading the plays in to the best of what is known to be chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
So right after we read Romeo and Juliet, we read A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh,
and actually, if you read it very carefully, you can see that those two plays have a ton of overlap, where
really?
It's almost like he was, like, we can't prove this because he didn't write his motivations down anywhere, but it's almost like he was experimenting, like, what if I tell the same kind of story and I make one of them tragedy and the other one a comedy? Like, I would keep you here all night if I started listing out all the specific parallels, but it was insane to read the two back to back. And it was like, and I think historically they think he was writing the plays at the same time. It's like he was just having a fun writing experiment. Like, I'm going to do a tragedy version of this kind of story and a comedy.
Yeah.
Really cool.
For sure. Elizabeth wants to know more about Romeo and Juliet, in your opinion. And Amy also wants to know what you think of Secret of the Old Clock.
Okay, how do I share more about Romeo and Juliet without, like, totally going full on English lit nerd, and then, like, literally you won't get to any more questions because I kept you here for 2 hours just talking. So I think, well, one of the things that I was causing a hang up for me is I was assuming that, like, we were supposed to, I guess in a sense, be like rooting for Romeo and Juliet. Like, what a great couple. Two teenagers in love, so sweet. And then, like, look at this horrible thing that happens to him. And there's, like, that is part of it, but actually, like, no, Shakespeare is trying to make it very clear, like, this was doomed from the start. And I guess that never, like, really clicked with me, that, like, Shakespeare was actually trying to say, like, no, I don't think this is how, like, good relationships work. Like, this was a mess waiting to happen. And like, so it's like, no, I'm not holding them up as some, like, great couple that you should emulate.
Yeah, I feel like the hang up there for most people is that exact thing. But I feel like it's not Shakespeare's fault. I feel like it is media's fault, because Romeo and Juliet, for some reason, became the name of romantic couples worldwide. And
yes,
I can't imagine why.
You have hit the nail on the head, because it took me years to realize that my beef was not actually with Shakespeare, it was with Hollywood's portrayal of Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's like, these are two very different things.
Yeah, we see a tragic hero and heroine who were very much in love, and then something bad happened to them. But really, that's, like, read the play. But then also there is some, I think there is a ton of symbolism that would be really hard to get into now, in terms of how like, very Christian imagery of how, even though Romeo and Juliet are, even though this is a problem relationship, like, there's a lot of things wrong with it, they still end up their deaths bring healing to their families and their community. And it's like, you don't want it to be that way. Yeah.
And it's really painful, but at the same time, I love that one of the things that is amazing about Shakespeare is he doesn't do, like, true tragedy that just leaves you down in the dumps, depressed. Like, always there's going to be some sort of, like, things get put back to rights at the end. And sometimes it means, like, characters have to die. Yeah. But at the end, like, you will see the community is back in harmony. And there's a sense of justice and peace, like the way King Lear ends. Like, oh, holy cow! That's, like, people consider that probably to be, like, the darkest play he ever wrote, but it has the most gorgeous, like, hope-filled ending. It's like, yeah, I could talk about Shakespeare for a long time. And then to answer about Secret of the Old Clock, I love that the question about Secret of the Old Clock, I love that A Midsummer Night's Dream makes it in, but I just want more.
I know. know. There wasn't a lot.
Like for me, I want more. And I remember when we were in the early stages of speculating about Mystery of the Seven Keys, and there was that like time of hope where we thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be a Shakespeare game. Like I had to just it's like, Tori, don't you dare get your hopes up. Do not get invested in this because it's going to hurt you too much.
Yeah.
If it becomes obvious, like, no, this is not a Shakespeare game. And it seems like for now it's not a Shakespeare game in any way.
I think that was wishful thinking.
Yeah, and then the other thing is like, because it's hard, I am a snob, so when it comes to these things, so when Nancy delivers the Shakespearean lines over the ham radio, I just want to be like, girl, like, go to drama school, get some acting lessons. Like, your delivery's awful. Like,
burn.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, it's the thing is like the more I love a thing, the like harder I will.
Oh my gosh.
Go on.
I love that so much.
Go on it when I don't think it's done right. So I'm just like, oh, thank goodness it's just like the three lines she has to say because I couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my goodness. I love that so much.
It's like she gets way into it. The sing-songy rhyme.
Guess what time it is?
Okay.
It's time for FMK.
I'm ready.
You know what? We have to do 2 because 2 people asked for it. So
I'm gonna make it easy for you. Just if you just do the all guys wheel.
Yeah, you bet.
Every time.
I am actually already on that one, so that's so easy.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's see who your first guy is. Carson Drew.
Okay.
Already a good one. All right, and our second guy is. Let's see. Antonio Fongo. And finally. Oh my gosh. I'm so scared. What's gonna happen? Oh no! Colin Baxter!
Oh, 2 Phantom. Oh, I love Phantom of Venice. That's fine. I get 2 Venice characters. Okay. I'm gonna fight Antonio Fongo. Like, the man can't even catch a pigeon without falling out of the window. So he's done for. And I'm gonna marry Carson Drew. He just seems like he must be rock solid husband material. And I'll kiss Colin Baxter. Like, I think Colin Baxter is so awkward and adorable. It's so delightful. Cute. But if I married him, I would be getting arrested for ending his life. Because he would annoy me. You show me one more Tesseract slide.
So good. Have you seen are you in the Facebook group that I admin?
I am not. I am not.
There was a video, and boy was it a video. It was a couple of years ago, but it was recently brought back, resurfaced, because there's going to be a sequel. So one of my fellow mods made this video in which she goes on a blind date with Colin Baxter, and it is entirely like it is her, and then like it's actually like him from the game, and it's like actual commentary from the game that was used. So it was really, really funny and clever. But basically, he tries to show her Tesseract slides, and she's not interested, and he gets so super offended, and it is so funny. So yeah, that was really great. Anyway,
I'm amused by the chat now veering off into, but what would it be like being Nancy's stepmom?
Oh my gosh. Wait, so easy, except for like once every 20 years she shows up to drag up family drama because it's relevant to her case. So good.
Honestly, I feel like if I were married to Carson, I would have saved Ned a lot of trouble in Silence Pie. Because I would like to think I would have been like, you just send her that poem. Like, stop being a dope. Help your daughter out.
Did you see what Maggie said about could definitely marry a golf ball for that house?
Well, see, that's the other thing. If I marry Carson Drew, I get the white grand piano.
There you go. You have to.
Married for the music.
I know. That house is
Just be as
phenomenal.
shallow as possible.
All right, one more game and then back to some questions. Let's see who your first guy is. Let's see. Oh gosh, Hector Hope Sanchez. Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Your second guy is... Oh gosh, Lucas Middlemeyer. Why are these all minors?
Right?
God.
Oh dear.
Please give us a man. And finally, Patrick Dowsa.
Okay.
This is a bad one.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and fight Hulk and accept defeat. Or maybe take advantage of the fact that he's injured.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to just like play dirty and
Just hit him where it hurts, yeah.
do a Karate Kid thing in the knee. I'm just gonna give Lucas a nice little like motherly kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, there you go.
And marry Patrick.
Yes.
Actually, I mean, Patrick is wild. I think he'd be a lot of fun.
He is, yes. Right, Shannon said it. Marry Patrick, we stand a supportive himbo. I love Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Patrick
great.
The zebra guy? What?
I don't know what Carter means by zebra guy, but
guy?
he's
the
I hope that's what he means. That's amazing.
Liv says marry Patrick since he's the only adult. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, thankfully, if, marrying the only adult in the list, at least he's a good one.
Yeah. Zebra joke. Oh, was there a zebra joke?
I don't remember. I haven't played Shattered Medallion in so long.
It's been a while for me, too. Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yes. Thank you, Hannah. Oh,
Thank you.
Goodness. We were both struggling. It's time to play the game again, I guess. Casey had a really interesting answer to this particular FMK. She says, fight Patrick, kiss Hector, and marry a version of Lucas that's my age. That is a hot take, Casey. Alright. Time for some more questions.
Okay.
Did you have a favorite Nancy Drew book growing up?
I just really liked, I remember really liking, I think it's Sign of the Twisted Candles. I think largely because I just love Nancy and Ned together, and I just remember, for whatever, that one, like the couple game being like really strong in that one. So, and then in terms of plot, I really like The Hidden Staircase.
Yeah.
I always thought that one was just a neat storyline.
Yeah, for sure. What's a video game that you play besides Nancy Drew?
So lately, I have just been slowly playing my way through the I Commissioned series. I hadn't heard of them until Carter streamed some of the games. But they're just, to me, it's just like Computer Where's Waldo.
Yeah.
So it feels very nostalgic to play, even though they're newer games. So I just do a level a day. And I went ahead and I'm just like, I know for a fact I will play all of these games, so I might as well just buy the bundle because I'll get a cheaper price on it. So like I have all of them, and then just bought whatever. I think they just did. I commissioned some Bunnies too. I think that just came out like the other day. So yeah, I'm just doing a level of those a day, and then right now I am playing through the Room series.
Oh yeah.
Also found out about those because of Carter, but he wants to save the Room 3 and Room 4 probably like for October or something because of the spooky vibes. But the way the Room 2 ended, I'm like, I'm not gonna make it that long, so I just need to play these myself and find out what happens.
Sounds fun. Oh, I love
that. I'm on Room 4 right now.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I played a lot of PlayStation games. I think my favorite one was the PlayStation 2 Return of the King game. That is just classic. And awesome. Computer wise, did a lot of Barbie games. I most remember the it's one of the horse ones. And Detective Barbie, and I think I mentioned this in the planning committee Discord, the Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, where you get to build your own Jurassic Park and try to get it to 5 stars. I still think about that game all the time.
Yeah.
No.
I remember reading what you were saying about that game. Yeah.
It's great.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Did you ever play Carmen Sandiego?
I did. I played one of them, the 1999 PC game, and for the longest time never actually understood like how to solve the different challenges. Like I don't know. I just failed so many times. So I'm like, oh, it's cool. I'll just keep trying. And then one day it's like it suddenly clicked. I'm like, oh, that's how you play this game. But I never actually finished it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like one of these days I need to just like watch a bunch of playthroughs on YouTube.
Yeah.
And see how it ends.
I'm gonna try to make those happen at some point soon. So maybe you can watch me play them. I played those as a kid. And they were like an eye-opening experience for me. They were like the first video games I ever got into. They were definitely my gateway drug towards like other video games, but especially towards like Nancy Drew games, you know. Very, very big in my life. So I love to ask everybody else, like, did you also experience this? And most people didn't. But it's always fun to find other people. Who was the first streamer you ever watched?
Carter.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I remember I didn't get to stay. I remember popping in on at least one of his Secret of Shadow Ranch streams, which was back in, I think of like, I don't remember when he did that. September? Like almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And then he tried to do the escape room and his computer died and he had to send it to the hospital. And there was that long gap and then he started up in January.
Yeah. I love Carter.
So, yep.
Yeah. We're big Carter stans here.
For sure. For sure. I could say yeah. I could say a lot. He knows. He's gotten some nice long
yes,
notes from me
here.
But
yeah. I find him very soothing because like we have like the exact same taste in games. So
I remember us talking about this.
Yeah, like
just the other day.
I just vibe so well with Carter. I know you're here, Carter, so thank you so much.
Yeah.
Vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that I just find so fun about being on Carter streams is I don't know, this is really hard. I sometimes have a really hard time finding people who understand my sense of humor. Like, I like to do really cryptic jokes and just see if someone catches on to the bait and like picks it up and responds to it or runs with it. And he is the best at like picking up what I'm throwing down.
I love that.
So it's so satisfying because I always feel like when I'm the only one laughing at my own joke, I'm like, well, I still feel good, but it'd be so nice if someone else got this.
Yes. Oh, love it.
And he's big on the sarcastic humor.
Yes,
so I can just like really, really go hard at it and he gives it right back. So it's fun.
We are big Carter fans. Hannah says, Carter, you have such amazing fun energy. Yay. So good.
For sure.
All right. So Carter Love Fest aside, if you had to decorate a room in your house Nancy Drew themed, what game would you pick to base your decorations on?
Ooh. Well, this game is definitely mentioned a lot, but I think it would be very true for me. I think the aesthetic of Waverly Academy
The
is
best.
just so good. Like, it's classy, and I love dark colors. So I just love the way that building looks. I love their school colors.
Yeah. Oh,
So I think to have, I'm just picturing like having like my own library space that has a Waverly aesthetic, and just going in there and like spending hours reading. And if it's a big enough room, like put a piano in there too.
Gotta have the piano.
It would be so good.
So good. Oh, I love that. I truly people always ask this question. I don't know what I would do because I'm a pastel person. So like, I don't know. Let's see. Can you give us a hint on your next project?
Okay, so I have a boatload of Last Train and Blue Moon Canyon stuff in the works, just because that was the game I most recently played.
Mm-hmm.
So, first week of September, probably that Thursday, I'm putting up a reel, and this will be like another content creator milestone for me, where I actually like got on camera and acted some things out.
Ooh.
So, when I replayed the game most recently, I was dying at the things that John Gray will say to Nancy if she tries to keep playing the piano after he tells her not to. Like, he'll say things that sound exactly like a parent or a teacher, like warning off a little kid.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And then my brain spiraled into, like, imagine if Nancy just keeps getting, like the more he tells her no, the more and more agitated she gets and wants to play the piano. And then I won't tell you what happens, but it's basically going to be like, what if Nancy had given into her impulsive thoughts? It was a lot of fun to make, and I have a lot of respect for people who act things out for their reels, because that was a whole new experience, like how to do this and not be totally like awkward about it.
Yeah, it's hard.
And like in trying to talk and get the timings right so that I could overlay the audio later. Yeah. So it was crazy. It was a lot of fun. And then I don't know when this project is going to come out, but I do have like in terms of what I'm working on at this moment, I do have a original piece inspired by Camille's love of dancing.
Oh my gosh, yes!
It's very waltzy, and it's finished, and I'm happy with how it sounds, but now it's just a matter of I need to put it into my music software, because this one I'm trying not to be quite so do so much improvising, so I need to actually have it written out so I play it the same way every time.
Wow.
And there's something else really exciting that's probably going to happen with that specific piece, but I can't say anything right now. I'll just say it involves another beloved member of the Clue Crew.
Oh, how cool is that?
And if we can make all the details work out, I think it's going to be amazing.
That's so
and then I have 3 piano pieces that are ready to record. I just need my church to finish renovating the sanctuary so I can go play the piano. Yeah, it's like, please, like I need the piano. I have a Curse of Blackmore Manor inspired piece that's also all ready to be recorded, and a couple of piano covers. One of them I'll tell you what it is when I answer Shannon's question later.
Ooh.
So,
what is Shannon's question later?
All sorts of stuff.
No idea.
The traveling question.
Oh, that's right. Okay, awesome. All right, well, let's skip ahead. If you had to give up piano, what would you do in that time instead?
Probably just read more books.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. What's your favorite part about being in the Clue Crew?
Definitely the people. I know we talk about this a lot, but it just continues to, knowing how many fandoms there are out there that are so toxic, it really just continues to amaze me how friendly and encouraging and welcoming the Clue Crew is.
Yeah.
And even like when I jumped into making my own Instagram page and posting stuff, I was just floored at how many people were immediately supportive and interested in it. And I guess by extension, just, I didn't really realize until like starting to watch Carter and making friends that way, and then all the April 1st stuff started, and then making even more friends. Like, I just didn't realize how healing it would be, like, for me personally, just to have these people in my life.
Yeah.
Because there's always just been, like, parts of me that have just struggled with feeling like I don't quite fit in. Like, that I can find people who I can connect with on, like, this aspect of my life, but not all the aspects. And I feel like I've just met so many people in the Clue Crew who, like, everything that makes me and that I'm passionate about, like, there are people who care about it and are interested in it and supportive of it. Even just, like, I'm just so blown away even by the questions tonight, that they're not all music. Like, people have asked me questions about books, like showing that they, or like, the puns, like all these things that I get really excited about, and just showing like, whoa, they like were paying attention when I said that. And they want to know more. Like, that's it's just amazing to me. So like, just the people, and
our community is phenomenal. It's
you all are wonderful.
We love you, Tori.
Thank you so much.
Tori fans. Like, when you started your page, I was so excited for you. I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. And everything you post is just amazing. Like, we are all big Tori fans here.
I'm big fans of all of you too.
Aww, we're just such a family.
It really, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was talking about, I don't know if you were there, I was talking in the virtual cafe one day about how much the Clue Crew has meant to me recently. Because I was saying, because I have a young toddler. He's very small, and like, my husband works a lot, and I'm just at home with a little, 21-month-old. And since, like, becoming closer with the Clue Crew, I've just felt a lot less lonely. And, like, that's something that, like, you hear about it a lot, like, oh, moms get kind of lonely, like, even though they're with their kid all day, like, you know, like you hear about it, but nobody really talks about it, and it's, like, such a real thing. But, like, having you guys around has really, like, lessened that loneliness quite a bit, and it's just so nice, like, to have all these people. I've never met you guys in person, but I feel like I've known you so long.
Yes, that's exactly, I feel the same way. It's amazing to be like, how can, it's like all these people that I haven't met in person, and yet I feel like I've known them forever. And it really has changed. I used to be one of those people who distinguished in my mind that you have your real life friends and you have your online friends, and they kind of exist in two separate categories. And being in the Clue Crew, I'm like, no, that was the wrong way to think about it. Like, your friends are your friends, whoever they are, wherever they are. Like, you find people who are in your corner and care about you. I think about C.S. Lewis. I think it's C.S. Lewis who has the quote about, like, friendship involving, like, me too. I thought I was the only one. Like, that's exactly what it's like being in the Clue Crew. I have had so many, like, I thought I was the only one moments. It's like, no, you people, you are my friends. You are as much my friends as the girls that I grew up with my whole life, who I consider my best friends, and we all think of each other like sisters. And I'm like, I would love to meet you all in person someday, but I'm like, even if that never happens, like, friends for life.
Yes.
Good friends for life.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know. It's just so, it's so comforting to know that we're always around for each other as well. Like, you know,
for sure.
I have bad days sometimes. I get called for jury duty, and all you people are coming in to like pray for me and like encourage me, and it is so amazing, you know?
Yeah, no, it really is. Like, even just within the last week, kind of like 3 moments that stand out. Even just like, I went to the virtual cafe one night, and Hugh, very simple question. Hugh just asked, "Hey, how's your sanctuary renovation at your church going?"
Mm.
It's like, oh, it's like you remember that that's happening, and you want to know how it's going. Or my sister and I went to a state park on Tuesday, and then I went to live stream that night, and she's like, "Tell me more about this state park," and like you know, wanting to know. And then like some crazy things had happened earlier in the week, and Carter streamed the other day, and he's like, "Did your week get better?" Because my Monday was rough. He's like, "Please tell me your week got better." And he asked about my cat, because my cat had a catastrophe on Monday. Like, he's fine. But, so like, it was just like, oh my goodness, like, you people are all so kind. Because I have felt many times in my life like I have put a lot into relationships and then don't get the same thing back.
I feel the same way a lot.
And like, that's why it's been so healing to me to find all of you people, like, just to have that reciprocal, like, we love you and care about you as much as you do us. Like, I mean, we could just sit here and gush for the whole rest of the night about the Clue Crew, because it really is that, like, I seriously cannot put into words. I don't. Like, it's just amazing.
I think I want to do a stream a la like Hugh Miller doing the Let's Talk About Game 34 night, where I just bring on Clue Crew members and we just talk about each other. Like, let's just talk about how much we love the Clue Crew. Let's just have a whole night for it. It sounds so fun.
And I see everyone like feels the same way. Like, it's just good vibes all around. Like, we are a blessed fandom.
We really are.
And cannot say enough about the marketing team and
my gosh,
how just in a matter of months they totally just revolutionized everything.
Goodness. Thank you so much for the tip, whoever tipped me. Thank you.
Aw.
That was so sweet. So Clue Crew is a family, and we just love everyone.
You do good heart, but
okay. So the next question is, how much has your internet usage increased since April 1st?
Oh, actually, I just saw, like, I have been horrified at my screen time numbers. My phone gives me my screen time cap every week, and I honestly, I'm not sure if it's quite doubled, but like, it's somewhere around there. It's bad. I just feel I feel so like ashamed of myself every time it gives me the number on Sunday. But then also I'm like, but what do you want me to do? I'm like, these are my people, and this is my stuff. So
I know.
I was like, stop judging me, phone.
I know, my phone's always like, you've been on your phone for 6 or 7 hours today, and I'm just like, I did what now?
Yeah, it's like, and it doesn't feel like that. It always catches me like,
I know.
What? No, how could it have been that long?
How did I was busy momming all day. No, I was also chatting with the Clue Crew all day. Yeah. Oh gosh. Okay. If you had to name a kid or a pet after a Nancy Drew character, who would you name them after?
Just because it was the first thing that came to mind, I could see Rentaro being a really good name for I feel like either a small dog or a cat. Like, honestly, if I were going to change Pippin's name, like, Rentaro would work really well for him, because he's got strong Rentaro vibes.
I love it. Who is your favorite? No, what is your favorite and least favorite Nancy Drew game?
Okay, well, I mentioned it earlier that my favorite is Secret of Shadow Ranch.
Yes.
That was the first one I played, so it's just very special. It's the one I've played the most.
Such a good one.
Least favorite, probably Secrets Can Kill Remastered. I don't know. To me, the upgrade on the graphics,
It wasn't worth
it. It wasn't worth it, and they downgraded Daryl.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It's like you actually made him horrifying, and then the whole Detective Beach stuff just feels really contrived.
Yeah.
And forced. So, yeah, I don't really see. I get why they wanted to do that, but it just feels like, does it need to exist?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm with you. Okay. It is time for another game of FMK.
Okay.
Woo!
I'm ready.
We are ready to go. Let's see who your first option is.
It's like, please no minors.
Yeah, please no more minors.
Let's have grown men, please.
Ooh, okay, so text written.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was just singing his praises this week.
I know you were. Okay, who else? Jim Archer. Lovely.
Okay.
Not a big fan of him. And finally... Not Jim Archer again. No, we can't have Jim Archer again. Hold on. Let's do this a fourth time.
Jim Archer and Jim Archer.
Thanks. I'm going to fight Jim Archer and fight Jim Archer. Oh, and Grigor! Yay! Okay.
Oh, boy.
Gasp.
Oh, no. Okay, well, I'm gonna fight Jim Archer. He's just pitiful.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Okay, so the question is, so Grigor, this is hard. This is hard. So it's like you're I'm gonna kiss Tex and marry Grigor.
All right.
Grigor is so charming, and he's trying to do the right thing, and I've always respected like small thing that like he tries to flirt with Nancy. She lets him know that she's got a boyfriend, and he backs off.
Yes.
It's like that tells me he's a man who respects a lady.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I love I love Tex's kind of mixture of rough around the edges and heart of gold, but I would like to be able to get to the heart of gold faster. So
yes.
that's why I'll stick with Grigor.
Amazing. Hannah says Mary Ozzie wouldn't appreciate you stealing her man.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We don't want a man steal either. So that's another good point.
I also love that we have Joshua Jim Archer Millhouse in the chat, and he said, "Fight me."
Okay.
So good. Okay, one more game because somebody requested it again. So let's see who we've got. Hopefully not Jim Archer again.
Yeah, new people.
Harlan Bishop.
Okay.
It's a good one. He's kind of underrated. Taylor Sinclair. Know who I'm fighting. And finally, Dwayne Powers.
Oh! This is spicy. Okay. Well, okay, I'm gonna fight Taylor.
Yeah.
Because his tie and his personality and his ethics are all criminal.
Oh no, he's so slimy.
Just gross.
Ugh.
Yeah. And let's see. So Dwayne, and I've already forgotten who was the other one. It's like
Harlan Bishop
Harlan.
from
Okay.
Haunted Carousel.
I think I'm gonna marry Harlan. Harlan's just he seems really rock solid.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I just love one of my all-time favorite dialogue moments is after Nancy does all the investigating into him, and she goes and she tries to talk to him. He's like, "Sorry, I can't talk right now. My back's kind of sore. Probably because someone just got done stabbing me there." Like, it's so salty, and like, that's good humor. I was like, Harlan, you and I, we have the same kind of humor. Like, we will get along.
Love him. He's great.
And like Dwayne, like, you're super intense. I'm scared of you. I don't want to be married to you.
Yeah.
He feels like he could be like toxic really fast.
Oh, that man is one problem after another.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just kiss him and, you know, get it over with.
Yeah, there you go.
He does have a great voice. Like, original Dwayne Powers is one of the best, like, voices in the whole series.
Yeah. Yeah. People are asking
kiss
to
for
fight
the voice.
That's pretty great.
Yes.
Fight Dwayne and Taylor, marry and kiss Harlan. There you go. All right. So, do you believe I have more questions for you?
Well, you said I got the most ever, so I guess.
Tori, I can't even believe how many questions I got for you.
I'm like, how am I how am I this interesting? Thank you.
I actually do. I think it's my fault. Okay. So what happened was, I made a mistake. So remember how tired I was the other morning? I had the 3 hours of sleep. I called you Tori Andy pajamas.
Yeah.
So I made another mistake that I did not catch until literally that evening. So I accidentally double posted your question box.
You know what? I think I noticed that.
Yes, I didn't. So, what I did notice was that one of the question boxes, the one that I thought was the question box, had, like, very few questions in it. And I was like, oh, maybe people are losing interest in my show.
Oh.
So, I messaged Morgan, who is just my bestie. And she's always got my back. And I said, Morgan, I need some questions. And she goes, bet. So she goes,
we know,
and gives me so many questions. And then,
oh boy,
that evening, it's like 11 o'clock, like 11:30, midnight, whatever time it was. I didn't go to bed until about midnight. I was writing down all your questions. This is when I finally noticed this. My husband was like, did you realize you double posted? And I was like, huh?
Oh, okay. Kudos to John.
Yeah. Turns out I had a crap ton of questions for you, and then I sent Morgan over to give me double the questions.
Okay.
So maybe not double, but she gave me a lot, and I was like, oh,
amazing.
So many. Yeah, so that's the story. I think it's my fault. I think it's because I didn't realize that I already had more than I usually would because of the double post. And that, yeah, so people love you, Tori.
That's cool. I'm having fun.
Good. So, here, you can tell who these questions are from. Do you have pets, and can Morgan see them?
Yes, I do. I have 2 cats. Lexi would definitely be willing to meet Morgan. Pippin, he's a little scaredy cat. He would need some time to warm up.
Especially because he's been having accidents lately.
Yeah. So, like, he's a very snarky little boy. If, like, the UPS driver shows up and he can hear the truck humming outside, he growls and runs upstairs.
Yeah.
You know? He's just like, if I don't know you, get off my land.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. If you had to give a TED Talk right now for 30 minutes with no prep, what could you do it on?
Well, probably could do it on Romeo and Juliet. A Midsummer Night's Dream.
I was like, this question. I was thinking of
yes,
this question.
Yeah. Honestly, I just need to go back and look at my notes that I wrote down while I was reading those 2 plays, and I got more than 30 minutes.
Amazing. If you had to trade places with a Nancy Drew character, who would you choose?
Ooh. Trade places. More spoilers here. Just, I think it would be really interesting to be Helena Berg.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just for a moment, I want to see, what does it feel like to be criminally masterminding an entire like art heist ring?
Yeah, that would be
And
a really
like being
interesting experience.
undercover, like, because it would be so like, that's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I try to be a good girl, so that would be just so totally different.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that she's the same Myers-Briggs as I am, because I'm an INTJ, which is really rare, apparently really rare in women. But then also whenever you look at anytime I look at the INTJ, like, here's what different literary characters who are INTJs, like Professor Moriarty from Sherlock comes up. I'm like, oh well, Professor Moriarty and Helena Berg are the same person, just different universes. So it's like, okay, what if I tapped into the evil side of my person?
Amazing. Jetpack says, we love a criminal mastermind Queenie for a day.
Yeah, just for a day. And I'll do it on the day that Nancy is not close to solving the mystery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Amazing. If the big three didn't have NDAs, what would you want to ask them?
I would want to ask them, are you going to fix Ned and Nancy?
Yes, please. Amazing.
I cannot tell you how much it bothers me what Midnight in Salem did.
Yeah.
With the drama between them, and then just like throwing Frank into the mix.
Oh my.
I'm just like, no.
It's a big old mess.
No. So it's like, tell me that you have fixed it and you're never going to mess with it again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're talking about Myers-Briggs in the chat. Shannon says, OMG, I am too. So that's pretty cool.
I saw that. Love it, Shannon.
Yeah, that's super cool. I am a ESFJ.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But that was a long time ago that I took the test, so I don't know, maybe I've changed, but there you go.
Yeah, I've taken it a few different times and always come out INTJ.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm more into Enneagram. I'm all about Enneagram, but like I fully respect Myers-Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, what Enneagrams is everybody? Let me know. I am wing 9.
Mine is 5 wing 4.
Nice, very nice. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So Morgan wants to know, Nanette or Francie? It's 2 N's. Nanette is not a typo. That is just their new couple name.
Well, if you couldn't tell by how I just answered the previous question, I am Nanette.
Nanette.
I think I said this on someone's stream before. Like, okay, I know there are Francie shippers in the chat who I love to pieces. Like,
oh, absolutely,
truly,
yes.
I love you all, but no, the Francie ship, I can't stand it. Like, it really does make me, if I spend too much time thinking about it, it really does make me so just like, so mad. Like, why does that have to be a thing?
It bugs me because I love Frank and I love Nancy, but I do not love them together because I don't think that they would work because they're just too similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
sorry.
Seems really boring to me.
Yeah.
And I did admittedly call Ned vanilla earlier. But also I should say that, like, vanilla is not a bad thing. Vanilla is a great flavor. Like, don't knock vanilla. And someone who is as bright and fiery and lights up the world personality as Nancy, she has to have a Ned. Like, I think Ned is just one of the... And he has a lot of love. I still think he's underrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, who does not want a Ned?
Yeah. Ned is a rock. Oh my gosh, Shannon's comment. I am a single sleuth summer, Nancy. She needs to work on herself before being in a relationship because she's not a great girlfriend. Preach.
Fair.
Preach. Amazing. Oh my gosh, Ned is vanilla and Frank is cookies and cream. So so great. Oh my gosh. So I have something to add to this conversation. So
Okay.
there was an episode of the brilliant TV show of our time, Boy Meets World, in which it was a later season, so the older boys were in college, and like Eric and Jack were roommates at that point, and they met some girls and they started going on like double dates. And the one girl was a lot like Jack, and the one girl was a lot like Eric. And they were like with the opposites of them. So Eric was with the girl who was like Jack, and Jack was with the girl who was like Eric. So anyway, scene has been set now. So they realize that the opposite girls are so similar to them, and they decide to try to switch dates. And they attempt to, and they ruin their relationships with these wonderful girls because they're trying to switch with them. And the girls realize this, and they're like, "No, we're done with you guys because like this is just absurd." So, the one girl, he tells her, he's like, "Well, we just have so much in common. Like you do all these things similar to me, and we think the same way and all that stuff." And she's like, "I'm with myself all day long. I wanted to be with him because he's fun." You know? So I always think of that episode when I think of like people putting Nancy with Frank, because Nancy is with herself all day long. She doesn't need to be with Frank. Frank is just like her. She needs to be with Ned because he grounds her, you know? Yeah. So yeah, I always think of that. Carter remembers, yes. So yeah, that's my philosophical Boy Meets World moment for you guys.
I agree with everything you've just said.
Yeah, there you go. So that was a great episode. It's a great show. Everybody should watch it.
All my Francie friends, I do love you. I do not hold your preference against you.
Yes, absolutely. You can ship Francie all you want. It's just not for us. Okay, let's see what else we got. If you could only listen to one genre of music for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Definitely classical.
Yeah?
Yeah. Classical, I think it's a bad rap of all being the same. It's like, no, it's like you would never run out of diverse, unique things to listen to if you just had classical music. I'm actually been for over a year now. I don't play the violin, but I love listening to the violin because I'm a big fan of the Two Set Violin YouTube channel. And they exist to get like younger people interested in classical music, so I love what they're doing.
That's awesome.
But I, for over a year, have been working on a Spotify playlist that's just violin classical music, and I'm doing it in chronological order by when the composer was born.
Wow.
And I'm in the late 1800s now, and it's just amazing, like just within violin music. And I haven't listened to every composer who wrote violin music. I haven't listened to every violin thing that they wrote. Like, it's all so unique.
That's awesome.
That. I could be very content to do classical music and nothing else for the rest of my life.
Do you guys remember the episode of Boy Meets World where Sean finds a girl's purse and finds out that she listens to classical music, and he started listening to classical music? Anyway, so enough about Boy Meets World. Anyway, so do you have a favorite Bible story?
Probably the prodigal son parable.
Mm-hmm. Classic. It's a good one.
Primarily because, and he's representing God in the story. The fact that when the son finally comes home, the father's already waiting for him.
Yeah.
And runs out to meet him.
Yeah.
It was like his if you look into the context of that story, the son, in asking for his inheritance, basically was telling his father, "I hate you and I wish you were dead." So when you think about the heartbreak that must have caused, and his father was still waiting for him and was so excited just to have him home that he threw a big party. And then it's still like there's the there's the grumpy, angry older brother.
Yeah.
And just the father could have, gotten really snappy with him. Like, get over it. Get your act together.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
So it just,
yeah,
that's the heart of God right there.
It's
so
a very comforting
love it.
story. Yeah, I'm with you. That is such a good one. I've been reading this book to my son lately called Snuggle Time Bible Stories, and it's just like certain bits of the Bible put to little rhymes, and he just loves it, and he will recommend the bubble, which is how
I saw that. That was so cute.
He loves the bubble. And when he, in that same video you saw, he requested the love book. That's 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8 is set in rhyme, and they're just wonderful. So that's been my favorite lately, is just reading those little bits of passages to him. Like,
that's great.
Sweet. Yeah. Okay. Okay, where did I leave off? If you could compose an original song for any of the games, which game would you choose?
Well, I'm not going to say Curse of Blackmore Manor or Last Train because I'm already working on those. Probably Phantom of Venice, because that's another one of my favorite games. Mm-hmm. So it would just be nice to make a musical connection to that game somehow. I have no ideas yet.
That might be something to put on the list.
Yeah, just let it simmer.
Is there a specific game in the Nancy Drew series that you think needs more piano pieces?
Waverly Academy, actually.
Yeah, I wondered why there wasn't more.
I know there is piano in the soundtrack, but I just feel like it's still underrepresented. And I love that all the stuff they do for Mel with the unaccompanied cello.
Oh,
my favorite. But I actually, and it's still, I know like in the actual game soundtrack, there's some sort of like really intense solo piano piece that, like, where does it show up in the game and why didn't it show up in the game? Because it's amazing.
Yeah, so that's a good answer. Yeah, I am such a fan of solo cello though. Like,
yeah.
I will throw every violin in the trash and just listen to cello for the rest of my life. I'm not kidding. I've realized when I was in college that I can only study to solo cello music. So Yo-Yo Ma got me through college. I was just telling Jetpack about this the other day when she was streaming her new ambiance that she made because I requested it. So thank you again, Jetpack. I love it. But I just love solo cello music. Okay, let's see what else.
Amazing.
Oh, I love this question. If you could replace any Nancy Drew character in a game with a piano, who would it be?
How about Johnny Roll? He tried to play us, so let's just play him.
Such a good answer.
And then, like, you really wouldn't be able to figure out who the culprit is in that game then.
Oh my gosh, there's nobody on the island. It's just some monkeys.
I guess it'd be the monkeys. It'd be either the monkeys or, like, Bess never actually was kidnapped. She just did a Bess thing and got herself stuck somewhere.
Oh my word. Yeah, amazing. Okay, what game soundtrack fits the most with your life?
Ooh. Good question. See, I came prepared like Shannon and have a list.
Excellent. Yeah, by the way, everybody else who's coming on the show, please take note from Shannon and Tori and have a list of the games in front of your face. You will forget.
I mean, honestly, I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to go back to Curse of Blackmore Manor. Just because I do think it is one of the most classical music-like, and that's a big part of my life. And I definitely feel like that's the soundtrack that lets the piano like shine the most.
Yeah.
So
good. So good.
It's like, it's me.
Okay, Tori. A piano is hurtling towards Frank and Joe. Who do you push out of the way?
Okay, I have to ask, is this the one that you were referencing in chat the other day that you already knew what the answer would be?
Yeah.
Okay. The question is, who would I push out of the way?
Yeah, who would you push out of the way? Both live, but who would you push out of the way?
Joe.
I know.
Joe is precious.
Tori's like, Frank can survive on his own.
No, but actually though, Frank's resourceful. He can take care of himself.
Yeah.
Joe would probably try to do something stupid and be like, ooh, parkour! And then end up like breaking every bone in his body. So we're just going to make the decision for him and get him out of the way before he does something dumb.
Yeah. Trolley car piano. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite question. Okay, if you could compose Nancy Drew music with Kevin Manthei or Thomas Rain, who would it be and why?
Ooh, which one to compose with?
Yeah.
I think Kevin Manthei.
Yeah.
He just, he does have a style to me that I feel like I can detect across all of the games that he composed for. And yet it's just amazing to me how it all still sounds so unique. Like he just seems to understand atmosphere perfectly. So I would love to learn from him and work on something with him.
That's cool. We need a collab there. If you could, would you be a composer for the Nancy Drew games?
Honestly, probably not.
Yeah.
I would feel too much imposter syndrome. Like, I am not qualified to do this, and eventually all of my stuff really is going to start to sound exactly the same. So, please let the more qualified people have the job. I am content to just do my inspired pieces.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're happy with them.
Because I don't need that kind of pressure. It's like I would melt under that expectation only because I think music is so essential to the games.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's like I would not want to be responsible for getting it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it truly sets the mood, and yeah, I mean, you can see it from like Jetpack's atmosphere videos. Like we really get into like the scene.
Yeah. and just music and anything. Like I think of soundtracks and film, and so like it can really make or break a moment.
Yeah.
I just think of so many like movie scenes where if you took away the music, you're watching something entirely different.
Yeah, if you change the music slightly, it's so different.
Yeah, well, even like as a funny example, sometimes I see these on TikTok. People will make these like music makes a difference TikToks, and I remember I saw this one. It was Voldemort in Harry Potter after he comes back to life, and he's doing the thing where he's just like rubbing his bald head, and someone did, I think they did like the Careless Whisper, like famous saxophone like piece, and they turned it into a shampoo commercial. Funniest thing, one of the funniest things I've ever seen, but yeah, like just like like totally, took a really intense, terrifying moment and turned it into a gag.
Yeah. You could do those. Yeah, Casey's right. You could make some videos like that. We are coming up with so much good content.
That is. Oh wait, hold on. It's like grab a sticky note. I gotta write. Yeah, it's like, how would this scene be different if you changed the music? That's true. Well, that's even like my I don't know if you saw my Taylor Swift reel the other day.
The Phantom
Horse.
Oh my gosh!
I think you did.
Did I? Okay, I never know. Sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh, this is amazing, and then I forget to like them. So.
But I even just remember that. I'm like, this scene feels so different. You have this like super sweeping Taylor Swift thing playing while the Phantom Horse just runs across the plain.
So good.
And it totally changes it.
Amazing.
It makes the Phantom Horse look like a supermodel.
Jetpack, about the Voldemort thirst trap, have you seen a Harry Potter musical? I'll wait. Anyway, so, the next question is, can you write a little ditty about Lilo?
Oh, I feel ashamed of myself for not having thought of that before. I definitely think, yes, if I can get the right idea.
Yeah.
I totally could.
Alright.
Okay, I gotta write that down too. Silly song for Lilo.
Alright, sounds good. Do you have a least favorite Nancy Drew song? Like, even if you don't know the name of it, is there like something from a game that you hate?
Okay, well, hate is the wrong word, but this is actually a compliment to Kevin Manthe. Okay, I don't remember what it's called. It's one of the Ryokon tracks. It's the do 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 do.
Yeah, I know that one.
It is so unsettling to me.
It's so unsettling, yeah.
That I almost like physically can't deal with it.
Yeah.
And so I hate it in the sense that it stresses me out, which is actually the highest compliment that I can pay to him, that he got creepy Ryokon atmosphere so well.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that and also on the flip side, the techno tracks in that game are so amazing that when I have to do like George's Monster Sudoku and any of Rentaro's puzzles, like basically if it's a puzzle that I can solve just by taking it out of Nancy's inventory, I go in either into the subway or into the city to solve it. So that I can hear the techno music and don't have to hear that one Ryokon track.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Okay, so for the people in the chat who don't know what I'm talking about, okay, so I have to go back for a moment. Yeah, Maggie says not a Harry Potter musical, LOL. Okay, Jetpack has not seen it but is intrigued. Maggie says Voldemort's thirst trap gets complicated in a Harry Potter sequel where the same actor plays Umbridge. Okay, so basically Jetpack, the actor who plays Voldemort was so unsettlingly sexy that I had like such mixed feelings. So there you go. That's what you were waiting for.
I do want to say, because I see Carter asking some questions in chat. Yeah. Carter, assuming you're asking specifically about the Saw track that I just mentioned, the one specifically that I'm thinking of that's so unsettling, I do recall like the instrumentation. There is like an off pitchness to it where it's like it's not quite just the straight like melody in perfect tune, and I do think that's part of it. Because if things are a little bit out of tune, that sets me off really, really easily. I think one of the hardest things to deal with in music is not when something is really bad, but when it's just a little bit of a smidgen off. Because if you have a good ear, you can tell like this is not quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Maggie's talking about dissonance. Yeah, like dissonance will do it in a hurry. just like make you physically uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, where did we leave off? What song from any genre annoys you the most?
Friday, gotta get down on Friday. I mean, that's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's an iconic song of my generation, and if I never had to hear it again, it would be too soon.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way about Katy Perry. Freaking hate her. Anyway.
Yes, you and your thoughts about Katy Perry.
You've heard my thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you have a guilty pleasure song?
I could start listing off K-pop.
Oh, really? You're into K-pop?
Okay. K-pop, yeah. Specifically some of the boy bands.
I would never guess that.
Yep.
Oh.
I don't think. I mean, I guess yeah. I don't feel like I'm intense enough to be considered ARMY, but I definitely very happily like hopped onto the BTS train.
Wow. So I find this so interesting.
Yeah, it's such a vibe. Like,
I had no idea.
I think it's great. And their Stray Kids has some stuff that I really like. I'm trying to think if there's a specific song that I just really, really like. I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yes, Jetpack, you do have to watch it for science and then report back because I want to know your thoughts. Okay, let's see. Okay, one more question and then we're going to play more FMK.
Okay.
If you had to make one Nancy Drew game your whole personality, what would it be?
Ooh.
Come on.
This is a good question. Looking at my list.
Moving my microphone.
Well, I mean, it's just going to be the popular answer of the night. I'm going to say Curse of Blackmore Manor again. Wow. It's honestly astounding to me the more I talk. I'm like, why is that not my favorite game? Like, I swear it's not.
Yeah.
But I just the of another time and place.
Yeah.
And I love reading classics. I love fantasy. Like going to Blackmore just feels like stepping into a whole new world. I love the history and it just feels like so old and rich and elegant. Like that it just appeals to everything that I like find enjoyable in terms of aesthetic, like old books, old history, old architecture.
Yeah, I love that. All right, it's time for FMK.
Okay.
Don't eat my notebook. No, get your teeth off my notebook. No teeth.
My sister's in chat.
Welcome, sister.
Hello, Joanna.
Okay, your first guy is Dieter von Schwesterkrank. Okay, you can't bite the table either. Okay, if you're just gonna bite things, you need to go. Okay, second guy. Second guy is... Sorry, my cat is causing chaos over here.
And bye to Carter. Thanks for coming.
Enrico Tanza.
Oh.
And finally... see. Tino Balducci.
Oh. Okay, well, right off the bat, I'm gonna fight Tino. Because that's the only thing he deserves. No, I can't. No. I'm not gonna marry him or kiss him. Okay, and then Dieter and Enrico. I'm actually gonna say my initial answer was gonna be marry Dieter and kiss Enrico, but I'm actually gonna flip flop and I'm gonna marry Enrico and kiss Dieter, only because I think I would spend the whole marriage with Dieter wondering if he's still in love with Manette, and he just settled.
Yeah, that's a good point. And
even though he seems really sweet, but I think there'd always be this part of me that doubts, like, are you still just pining away for her?
That makes sense. So you know what? People made fun of me for marrying Enrico once because I thought he was an interesting person. So like all you people who are marrying Enrico in the chat, thanks. Oh
thanks
my gosh.
Thanks for affirming.
Thanks for nothing.
I mean he is interesting.
He is. I'm telling you. Everyone was like, "LOL, Susie's marrying a crime boss because he's interesting." No, he's really a fun guy, and you can play card games with him. Okay, don't bite my sweat. Why are you?
Yeah, I mean, I love Scopa, and I can count on Enrico just to play Scopa with me whenever I want.
I know. Okay. Anyway, what's one piece of merch you'd like to see from Her Interactive or a Nancy Drew streamer?
Ooh. Well, I have definitely mentioned this in other places. I think if someone could recreate the Mutus Liber, it would be amazing. Or just do a little like figurine replica of. I'm thinking either Camille's piano in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, because the architecture on that is stunning. Like I think it has like the swan heads that meet in the middle.
Beautiful, yeah.
Or the Waverly piano, just because it's a classic, like ebony.
Yeah.
Finish grand.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but I do have plans to recreate the Mutus Liber. So.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay, we'll start saving my bucks.
And I'm not sure if I'm gonna create my own paper or if I can just find paper that would be appropriate, but
We make our own paper from scratch.
Well, you can do that. No,
we will
you
harvest trees. We will make the pulp. We will do the thing.
You can
Internet.
make the pulp without harvesting a tree. Anyway.
Go back to basics.
Say hi to Tori.
What's up, Tori?
Hi, John.
Oh, you know my name.
Oh, everybody knows you.
Oh no.
How do we not know you?
So my PayPal info. Never mind. Anyway.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would be some real tea to spill.
That would be some real tea to spill. What's your favorite snack to eat while you play your games?
I'm pretty simple. Just give me like a bowl of potato chips, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm a bowl of pretzels girl myself.
Yeah, just good crunch.
Gotta have the crunch, the salt. Yeah. Let's see. If you could take any current existing song and make it your theme song, what would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? What's up?
Why is the high chair in the bathroom?
Liam moved it there. He was sitting in the high chair while he watched TV.
Okay, this is a Christian song. Michael Card. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He has a song called "Join the Journey."
That sounds really familiar.
And it is my favorite of his songs, and it truly is like, you make that your theme song for life, then.
Joanna says it's weird hearing your voice from upstairs before hearing you on here. Yeah, there is a little bit of a lag. Sorry about that. Maggie still calls you Mr. Susie for the lulz. Oh, Jetpack says, popcorn. Not floor popping.
Yes,
Thank you.
I will say specifically, just because I know some people looked up a song I mentioned earlier. If you choose to look up "Join the Journey," look up the version that is on the album called "Scribbling in the Sand," because that is an acoustic version that he did live, and it is the best one. And it has cello,
I love me some cello.
piano, and cello. So
Love that. Okay. What were you asking, John? Do you play any other instruments?
I do not, unfortunately. Like other than a kazoo, but that doesn't really count because if you know how to hum, then you can play a kazoo.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely. Hey, John, do you want to make
do
yourself
not.
useful? Do you want to get me a little snack real quick?
I just worked.
Thanks. I love
In
you.
fact, you're gonna see a video when you're done of what I had to deal with.
Okay, thank you. Wash your hands first.
But dead.
Huh? Oh gosh, you had to play with Fred.
You'll watch.
Okay, I'm live right now. All right, so, what is your favorite hymn to play?
Oh boy. That is a tough question. Oh no. Well, I feel like it's always changing, but right now I'm going to say, and I think technically we're being like really specific with our music terms. I don't think it's a hymn per se, but it is, it's like a song you'd sing in church.
Yeah.
So it counts.
Yeah.
Wayfaring Stranger.
I don't know that one.
That's I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger.
Oh, I do know that one.
Just traveling through this world below. Like, so it's in a minor key,
Yeah.
which there are not a lot of hymns in the hymnal that are in a minor key, so that automatically I think adds kind of makes you just hear it differently. But because of the way the music is written, whenever I play it at church, either like in a prelude or we're singing it, you can do echoes with the piano. So like the people sing the melody, and then you can have the piano echo it right after. So it's just really like cool.
Sounds beautiful.
Really cool to play.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah. So been really, really into that one.
Did you hear Bob Barker died?
Seriously?
Yeah, he was 99. He got as close to without going over 100 as possible. Price is Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, Morgan says that she calls you Mr. Susie just to make you mad.
Who's Morgan?
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Ah! Okay, anyway.
Really can't ask much from me.
Anyway, so thank you for the snack, babe. I love you. Whoops. Bottom of the bowl was wet. Okay. Where did we leave off? Where the heck are we?
Well, you just asked me about my favorite hymn to
There
play.
we yeah. Okay,
So,
I found it.
wherever that is.
Did you know that Morgan likes to brag to her friends about her amazing piano playing friend? Isn't that so sweet?
I guess I know this at some level because she has said some things to me before. I know specifically she's told me that like her boyfriend knows who I am now.
So
sweet. It is so sweet.
I love Morgan. Don't you guys love Morgan?
Yes.
Oh, don't we all just love Morgan? I love Morgan.
Morgan is lovely.
So good. If a Nancy Drew game took place at a concert or a recital, what could the plotline be?
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh. Now it's like, why hasn't this been a game?
I know.
So what I'm imagining is something along the lines of the recital takes place at a really prestigious, some sort of like very high class place. And during the concert, all the lights go out.
Ooh.
And so you have the drama of like what's going on, and forces the musician to stop, and someone takes advantage of the chaos to steal something from some other part of the building.
Jewels off the neck of the Duchess of something.
Yeah, or even like steals, or like let's say there's a high profile audience member there, and turns out like when the lights come back on, like their necklace is gone, their purse is gone, their diamond crusted walking stick is gone.
They've been kidnapped.
or even that, like the high profile. It actually makes me think now. It reminds me of one of the Alfred Hitchcock movies. Was it The Man Who Knew Too Much, which has like a whole long like dramatic scene that takes place during an orchestra concert, and it's like, and they have to try to foil an assassination attempt during the concert.
I
was like, that would be cool.
Have you seen Chuck?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
There's an episode of Chuck. So, full disclosure, Chuck is my favorite show. I just love Chuck. There's an episode of Chuck in which there's a bomb planted at the orchestra, it's at the symphony or whatever it's called. I'm sorry, I'm not classic. And I'm not classic, I said. And I've been to the symphony once in my life, and I felt like Frasier. It was great. Anyway, so they have to, the music has to keep playing because it's set to explode when the music stops. So in order to keep the music going, they take over, and there's some characters who have a band, and they take over and they start playing their own it's newer music, popular music. I think they play Take On Me by Aha, and they have the whole orchestra join in. It's so fun. So that I loved.
That's
that.
great.
Yeah. Maggie, you gotta keep going. Chuck is so good. The last season isn't quite as good, but it's still worth it. Anyway. What's your earliest Nancy Drew memory?
I guess it would have to be finding out that my mom had several of the yellow hardbacks on her bookshelf, and so just discovering the books for the first time, and then immediately getting hooked. Usually I would read them in one day, in one sitting, and just move on to the next one. And when I got to the end of what she had, then I just went back to the beginning and started over.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, very exciting.
Have you ever solved a real-life mystery?
I am sure I've solved some small, pitiful ones. Can I think of any?
That is so okay. No worries.
No, not really. Figure out things like which of the cats made this mess, if that counts as a mystery.
Yes, it does. Oh my god.
Or where did Pippin is obsessed with scrunchies, and solve the mystery of where did all my scrunchies go when we suddenly find his little stash somewhere.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Charity is a Jester stan. Yes, Charity, you understand. And Casey got the blank quote. Congrats, you found my Easter egg. And Jetpack solved the mystery of who ate the last of the ice cream. It was her. So great. Okay. What's your favorite Bible verse?
Let's see. Isaiah 26, 3 and 4, which is, you keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord God is an everlasting rock. And actually, like, I love that verse, and it literally, I am very much can be a perfectionist and very performance oriented. And when I was taking piano lessons in college, and this was not at all this absolutely does not fall back on my teacher in any way. This is just how my perfectionist anxieties sprung up. I would get really bad anxiety before some of my lessons, to the point of like feeling physically sick. Just because I was so afraid, like, what if I go in there and just disappoint him with how it goes this week? And he was the sweetest, most encouraging teacher, and totally like changed the way that I played, and I owe him a huge debt, but I just sometimes could not get out of my own head. And one of the things, like the only thing that could calm me down, is I used to just kind of walk laps in my dorm room before going to my lesson, and I would just say that verse over and over and over again, and it would help me like calm down enough that I could go over to where his office was and then do my lesson. And then it was always fine. Like, never had a bad lesson, but you know, you just psych yourself out so much.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I've also dealt with a lot of anxiety in my life, and reciting verses like that one, and also like reciting certain songs helped me, like especially Your Love Never Fails, Never Gives Up, Never Runs Out on Me. It was a big one for me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, music is huge. One of the very few things that when I really am feeling just like upset and overwhelmed, calms me down. Like actually just just had like a really bad Sunday a couple weeks ago, where some things kind of happened like unexpectedly and just threw me for a loop. And, you know, sometimes when your expectations get thrown off, then it can really just kind of derail your whole day. And so I ended up just like, I let my family know privately, like, because we have Sunday school after our service. I'm like, I'm just going to go over to the office across the parking lot where it's quiet and just chill out in there, because I feel like that's what I need. So I just went in there, pulled out my phone, opened Spotify, and just turned music on, and it's like peace.
This is kind of relevant. What's one way you've recently seen God work in your life?
Well, again, answers kind of cycling back around each other. I would just say, like, bringing these friendships into my life, like genuine answer to prayer. And it's one of those things, like, you know, sometimes I wasn't even really, I can't even say that I was really praying that seriously about it. But just, you know, sometimes it would just cross my mind. It's like, man, it would just be really nice to have, and not that, like, you know, I have great friends in my life. I have a great church family. Like, not that I was like struggling with, like, you know, intense loneliness or anything like that, but just like, it's like, it'd be really nice to have some more people who, like, I get them and they get me, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And
such a blessing.
Yeah. So again, you know, I just like feel like a broken record at this point again. So, like, you know, Carter was definitely the first one. Like, you know, Carter and I exchanged some messages like a couple weeks ago, and like basically I told him, like, you were an answer to prayer.
Aww. Yeah.
Like, God knew that I needed someone like you in my life, and then April rolls around, and then brings even more friendships. So it's just one of those, like, just when you know, like, you know, I wasn't even praying about my desires the way I should have been, and yet God still, like, saw that, and it's like, I got you.
Yeah, you know, they say there's that verse about how the Holy Spirit like brings to God
Yes.
what we don't even know how to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because like that's exactly what this is like you didn't even really know like what you needed, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, no, and that's definitely, yeah, and I think that's part of it. Like I knew that like something felt like I felt like something was missing in my life, but yeah, it's like I didn't even know how to articulate quite what it was. And then really just getting more into this community, it's like, oh, this feels like the thing that was needed.
For sure. Oh, I love it. All right, so this is the question that I messaged you about to see if it was going to be okay. All right. So they say this is probably an inappropriate question, but how old are you, or at least a range? I'm sure it sounds odd, but I totally can't tell your age.
Yeah. Yes. Just to say to the whole chat what I said to Susie when she messaged me about this question, like, yeah, I don't feel any need to keep my age secret. And I'll say to whoever asked this question, I think Susie had mentioned something about like them saying 20s, 30s, like older. I don't know. Like, I am flattered that you entertain the notion I might be in my 20s, but I am 31.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, we are very close in age. And like it's so funny because like it is truly so like looking at you like you could be any age. And that's what she was saying, was she was like, I can't tell. So
does that make me Nancy?
Yeah, you
like
are,
I am
timeless.
I am one age and I am every age.
Yes, you are. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, it's so great. Yeah, but we're really close in age, and you can tell when you're talking about like
yes.
your childhood. I'm like, we had the same childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you asked me that the other day, I almost wanted to write back. I was like, does all the millennial content I share on my stories not give it away?
I know. Oh my goodness. We are such millennials, man. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, where did we leave off? I write these so messily because I'm trying to write them so quickly. What kinds of things inspire you when you're writing covers? Look at us. Oh my gosh, we're all around the same age.
Yeah. So usually, I will say so far, it's been a musical element of the game, because in the case of the Shadow Ranch piece that I did, that one was very much inspired by Frances being a pianist and Dirk falling in love with her when he saw her playing the piano.
Yeah.
And then also I tried to work in the tuning fork puzzle with the having to put the FACE, which is technically a music puzzle. It's a very simple one, but it is a music puzzle. And then my Curse of Blackmore Manor, I'm not going to say anything other than my original plan with that was to try to do something that felt very like period piece. But immediately the muse was like, absolutely not. Like, you are going to write a piece. And I guess all I'll say about it for now is that the Bridget of Ballad, got my words reversed. The Ballad of Bridget, the Ballad of Bridget is in the song, but it's broken up. Like, it comes in snippets throughout, and you'll have heard the goal was you have to have heard the whole Ballad of Bridget by the end of the piece.
That sounds so cool, Tori.
And it's meant to be, hopefully when you hear it, it will channel Twinkling Stars. That's what I'm going for. Because she was an astronomer. And then the Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon, which I already mentioned, Camille dancing. So again, it's a musical.
Yeah.
It's a musical thing. So that's what it's been so far. But honestly, I find with my original compositions, inspiration kind of just flashes out of nowhere. Like, actually with I kind of I knew that I would like to do something for Camille because she was a dancer and she was also trying to learn how to play the piano. And I literally just like was walking through the kitchen one night and like, bam, I have a melody just like pop into my head. So I whipped out my phone. I was just like, you have no time to do anything with this right now. So you need to make sure you don't forget it. So I literally just whipped out my phone and turned on the voice memo and hummed it into my phone so I could have it for later. But, you know, it's kind of one of those, like, I can't really predict how it's going to come, but the way it's worked so far, usually it's something in the storyline that I just find really
I love that.
musical and interesting.
That is so fun. Okay, so here are the questions that I had to scribble really quickly before we got on, because they came in at like 4 a.m. Thank you, Carter. I know you're not here anymore, but thank you, Carter.
Witching
when
hour
do you
questions.
first remember integrating into the Clue crew, such as following other fans on message boards, etc.? Like, what connected you to the Clue crew?
Well, I do remember getting on the message boards when I was a kid trying to look for puzzle help, but I didn't actually join them.
Yeah.
Just because there was the whole like, oh, our message board's safe. I don't
Yeah.
know. But then it was like, you know, I got a Facebook account and followed their Facebook page and would interact with their posts. I remember when they used to do March Madness brackets.
That's right. Yeah.
I think the very first one they did, I want to say was best game, but then it might have been it might have been the very next year that they did best character. And surprise, surprise, I was very invested in trying to help Joe get as close to the finish line as possible. And if I remember, I think Joe like made it maybe to the final four and ended up going up against Ned.
Oh,
like
good luck.
It was amazing. And then got an Instagram account.
Yeah. And
started having more interaction. I wish I could remember. Yeah, like that's probably how I came across the most people and started interacting. Like, I would say if we're going to use the word integrated, it would be for that. Honestly, it's going to have to be April 1st because I feel like I really feel like I was just hanging on the fringes up until that point, and I was commenting on people's posts, like, and I had interactions with Hugh and stuff like that. But like, I would consider it all very, very casual.
Yeah.
And even like, I know I'd mentioned like Carter was the first streamer that I watched. Like, well, since January, he's been streaming a ton of games that are not Nancy Drew. So it's not like I was talking Clue Crew things on his streams.
Yeah.
All the time anyway. So yeah, I mean, really, I think the answer is the same for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Like, really getting integrated, it was when all the key stuff started.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, so I was really very, I've been a consistent top contributor in my Nancy Drew group for several years now.
Yeah, okay.
So much so that apparently Hugh Miller knew who I was.
Oh, that's amazing.
Gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that like was always a big thing for me. But then of course, like, I followed a bunch of people on Instagram. Like, I followed some meme pages, you know, and I ended up following Carter. And then April 1st happened. I woke up to that like newsletter, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, they're back, you know. And then the chat happened, and I feel like that was when like everything kind of clicked into place. It was like I had all of these like building blocks, and then everything kind of came together to be a whole house. It's just like, I really do think you're right that was like how it was for a lot of us.
Yeah, I do want to say, just because I see Maggie mentioned it, Maggie is saying yes, that is true. She did see me on marathon streams that Hugh was doing before April 1st. So that is true. I had started to build relationships on those and clue crew people who were if someone showed up at Carter's. Like, so there was like a small group of people that I was starting, like you get to know names.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know you, you're in chat again. Yay. You know.
Yeah, for sure. I know. Man, I only just started being able to be in people's streams because, like, for so long I was just momming. And I feel like I was like, I really want to be streaming. I'm going to do this. So when I started streaming, I started joining other people's streams too. Because it just kind of became like important, and all of a sudden I was like, I have a little more time, Liam goes to bed at 7:30. I can handle this. So, and it's been really cool to like start making those relationships with other people in the chat, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Where do you think the future of Her Interactive will go? It feels like we're entering a new era. What do you think about it?
Well, I would say I'm still going to put myself in the like cautiously optimistic camp. And maybe even more than cautiously optimistic, just because I do feel like the current Her team, the four wonderful ladies, really just seem very invested in the community and in Nancy Drew. Like, I just love hearing Brigella and Rue and Indy talk about how much they love these games. And I remember something that Rue said when she was in the virtual cafe like a few weeks ago about like how hard she didn't go into details, but just how hard she advocated for things from older games. I think that's what she was talking about, to make it in, to just it gives me so much more confidence in the direction that they're headed in, to know that there are people working for the company who love the games as much as we do and love the fans. Like, it gives me a lot of hope. Like, those ladies are going to bat for us.
Yes.
And so I'm really excited, and it really does seem like the little snippets we've gotten that they really did try to take to heart the Midnight in Salem criticisms.
Yeah.
So it's always encouraging just to know, like, well, we're not being dismissed. Like, they're actually taking us seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
So if it is, new era, things are going to be different, but it feels like it's still going to be, hopefully, going to be Nancy Drew at heart.
Yeah. I think we're going to do okay. All right. So we've reached our traveling questions.
Okay.
So Liz's question for you was, if you could choose one instrument to instantly learn how to play and compose things on, which instrument would you choose and what would you compose?
Okay. Well, you're going to love my answer because it would be cello.
Really?
Yes. Cello is one of my favorite instruments to listen to. Totally with you on that. And I actually, like, if I had time to take up another instrument, that would be the one that I would go for to see if it's possible. And I'm thinking what I would try to do is a Waverly inspired piece. I'm picturing I'm picturing something like I have I can imagine the whole scene in my head, actually. This is how much I thought about this question. I can picture Mel, for whatever reason, being down in the entryway. And like, for whatever reason, like, she's not playing in her room that day. She's got to play downstairs in the foyer. And she starts off like it's just the cello all by itself playing a melody. And then the piano comes in because another student was listening to her. And you kind of end up with one of those, like, sometimes you see these videos on social media where like someone's playing and then another musician comes by and like joins in. And I'm picturing like someone sits down at the piano and starts playing after Mel finishes, and like Mel's caught off guard, like, and so kind of the piano's doing its own thing, and then like the cello / Mel is listening and like, oh, like you sound like this is a vibe here. Like Mel finally finds someone to connect with, and then by the end of the piece, you have the piano and the cello working together.
Such a cool idea. Oh, I love that.
Like that would be so cool.
That would be so cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, great idea. And then Shannon's question is, when you're working on your ND covers, what is the most enjoyable thing about reworking the material?
Yes. Okay. So yeah, Liv's question was great. Shannon's question was great. I loved thinking about how I would answer these. So I would say probably what's been my favorite thing is trying to figure out how to make the pieces longer without just playing them over and over again. So you've probably noticed with the soundtracks that usually each track is somewhere between like a minute, maybe a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And then you're if you get one longer than that, like you're really lucky. Which makes sense for the game, to have short tracks that can loop and reappear throughout the game really easily. But it doesn't, in my mind, make for a very exciting piano cover, because a minute, that's
Small,
not a long time. It's like, I'm just going to play and then blink, it's over.
Yeah.
So I really wanted to make a point, like somehow I want to find a way to make these pieces longer. So it's been a really exciting creative challenge to try to think through, how am I going to make it last longer than a minute? So I will just show so because now you're going to find out what this will be October's piano cover. If the grand piano is available, this will be October's piano cover. So this is Charity Chaz versus Jazz. I know she was in chat earlier. I don't know if she's still here. So this is her sheet music transcription for Sweet Charlotte.
Yeah.
From Ghost of Thornton Hall. So the ladybug, fly away home. So that one. So if you look at this is one page of music, and it's a wonderful transcription. It's accessible for a pianist of any level, and it captures the original well. But when I look at this, I see endless possibilities.
Oh my gosh.
So, because I'm like, okay, I actually timed it. If I play this at my chosen tempo, it takes me about 50 seconds.
Okay.
Like 50 seconds is not long enough. It needs to be longer. So I was messing around the other day. I have a whole demo on my phone that I'm pretty happy with. I managed to get it up to almost 4 minutes long.
Oh my word.
By playing it 3 times with a little bit of extra stuff in between each time. So and it just keeps building and building and building in intensity until it just it explodes, hopefully in sound at the end. And then what I like to do, I love contrasts in music. So it gets really big, and then right at the very end, it just yanks all the way back to something really quiet that will hopefully just haunt you after the music has stopped.
Oh my god.
So it was so fun to look at that single page of music that has a melody and a repeated octave for the bass line. And it's like, how can I make that really exciting? So it's been that way for all of them. Like the jig one, I'm like, I can't play jig just once. I need to play it twice, but I don't want to play it the same way twice. Yeah. So how can I make it different? And that one was like, well, everyone knows this is a really fast, upbeat song. So what if we slowed it down, made it more like a lilt?
Yeah. I'm so excited for all your upcoming content.
Yeah, and then November's same deal, planning to play it twice. And it's not going to be radically different, but changing it just enough that I can play it twice. And I just love to experiment. Sometimes it means changing the tempo. Yeah. Sometimes it means starting soft and getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Sometimes it just means you play it low then you play it high. Like there's just so many different ways that you can approach it.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's just been a ton of fun, and I feel like it does by doing it that way and not just playing the straight cover. You're seeing a little piece of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like here's my personality, my playing personality coming through. Because I even feel, music is art in the same way that dancing and visual art, like it's all a form of art. And I love like what you do, what all the other like artists in the community, like, yes, you're giving us like things that we look at and we're like, oh yeah, that's Nancy Drew, but like it has your style is in it. Like a Susie Nancy Drew piece doesn't look the same as a Kalina or a Caitlin. Like they all look different. And so I hope that by doing my covers the way I am, that it is like, it's Nancy Drew, but it's also Tori.
It's Tori. Yeah. Tori, you are so talented. I just can't even like I can't even imagine, like I am not musical at all whatsoever. So just watching your stuff, I'm always just in such awe. I'm like, oh, you're so talented.
Thank you.
I'm so impressed.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. I remember mentioning this when I went on Hugh's discussion stream, and I know Charity and I have talked about this just a little bit. Music content creators in the community, it feels like that's where a hole is, and they're starting to come out of the woodwork more and more. Like I know there's Mina, who did the whole, like she did a whole orchestral score for Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon,
and it was
like
amazing.
that was insane. And I know I think she's working on Secret of the Old Clock, like I think is what I heard, and it's so exciting just because everyone, like one thing I do not hear people criticize about the Nancy Drew games is the music.
Yeah.
Not really. And it's and we were talking earlier about how music is so pivotal to games, film, whatever. It's just been one of those, like there is a hole here, and I have actually dreamed for, like, this is a literal dream come true for me, because I've always wanted to, like, it would be so fun to play Nancy Drew music. Because I can think of how many times I've gotten on YouTube and Googled like Nancy Drew piano covers, and you get not very many pop up.
Like 3, yeah.
I can remember a couple like really famous ones, and that is it. And then it's like been so nice that we have Charity, who's just got like I think over 100 transcriptions for people to use, and
it's amazing.
And getting integrated into the community, finally making friends and stuff like that, and knowing like if I do this, there are people who are going to be interested in this. It's like it finally just gave me the courage to like stop thinking about doing it and actually
just
go
do it.
And the reception has been wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad.
And it's been a nice creative outlet for me, just to become like a better pianist and stuff like that. So.
Oh, I'm so glad. This makes me so happy. All right, so the time has come. Can you give me a traveling question for my sister Abigail, who is going to be our next guest?
Yes. Okay. So I would like to know, because just to clarify, to make sure that I heard it correctly, you said that she she learned how to do coding.
Yes.
So she could make her own game, right? Yes. Okay. So I would like to know. I would just like to know what has been her favorite part of learning how to do coding for a game, and what has been the most challenging.
Okay.
When you said that, my mind was blown. I'm like, whoa, it's like that's so cool. Wanted to learn how to do a skill, so just went out and learned how to do it.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes. Every time I hear a little bit more about her, I'm like, whoa. I was like, coolest, most go-getting person I've
I know. Every time
ever
I
seen.
her, I'm like, yeah. So everybody knows the coolest person alive, my sister Abigail. But like, I really mean it. She's super cool.
She sounds it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my question for her. So everybody can join me for Spilling the Tea with Susie and Abigail on September the 2nd. Yay! And before we leave, we absolutely must play another game of FMK. Alright, so who's our first man? Man, I hope this is a good one. Some of these ones have been real stinkers tonight.
Yes, please deliver. I need another, like, Grigor text.
Ollie Randall.
Not a great start.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Richard Topham.
Oh dear.
I'm so sad. Oh no, I'm scared. Dexter Egan.
Oh wow. Okay, let's see. Gonna fight Richard Topham. Because he's just so smarmy and
I know.
like so self-righteous and patronizing. Like, no. Let's see, then Ollie versus Dexter. I don't know. I guess I'll marry Ollie and kiss Dexter.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man. Everybody knows I love me some Dexter Egan.
Yeah.
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 So he's a good one. Oh my gosh, kiss Ollie, fight Topham, marry Dexter. LOL, I get comped tonight at work.
Very, very anticlimactic. Yeah. Okay, we're just gonna just everyone remember when it was Tex and Grigor. That was the good FM.
Remember when it was Tex and Grigor? What if it was Tex and Grigor and Joe?
Goodness, oh. Wow, that would have been like the impossible choice.
Well, you have to do it now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, since you put it to me.
This is a hard one.
This is really hard. Wow. I guess I will, and I'm gonna lose. It's not gonna end well. It's like, I guess I'm gonna fight Tex.
Uh-huh.
And I think still gonna marry Grigor and kiss Joe. For me, I think Joe is much more like best friend material than romantic material. Like for me personally.
Hot.
As long
That is, I didn't know what to expect with this one. I truly did not.
Okay. Yeah. I just think, when things that we're talking long-term commitment, I think I would find more things to make in solid marriage with Grigor.
Yeah.
Like once he gets past his, shady choices.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, Joe, I just see Joe's just gonna be like my BFF.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because I think his impulsivity and craziness, like I think it would be hard to actually be married to that person.
Oh, I'm sure it would. Yeah.
Because it'd constantly be like, why did you do that? Why did you think that was a smart idea? Like, so.
Yeah, literally. Oh, I love it.
We'll just.
All right. Oh no, you can't bite my notebook. Get your teeth off my notebook. My God, why are you like this? Okay. Notebook is gonna be safe over here now.
Oh, hello, Squid. Thanks.
Oh, thanks for joining.
Thanks for
Squid.
coming.
Squid, I'm gonna get Tori to write a little Lilo song. So good. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this extra long Spilling the Tea with Susie. I have never done an episode this long because I have never gotten more questions. I probably will never get more questions than I got for Tori. We all love Tori. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Be sure to join me again on Wednesday. I will be playing Murder at Chateau de Rouge, which is the video game that my sister made. And then on Saturday, I will be spilling the tea with my sister. So you guys can watch the game that she created and then ask her all about it. So it's going to be super, super great, super awesome. So good content coming for you guys next week.
Yay.
And just have fun with me. Oh, also, I've got that new series. It is not a live stream, so I hadn't really talked about it on live stream yet, but also be sure to join me on Fridays from 1 to 2. I think I'm going to try to do it every week. It's not a live stream. It will be an instant premiere, though, of gameplay of the game. It's called Regency Love, and it is a Jane Austen-inspired dating sim. And it's a visual novel, so it's just all talking, so I figured not doing it live would be best. So, yay! It's Murder at Chateau de Rouge is also a, visual novel, so that's going to be interesting, because I am live streaming that one. But anyway, so, yeah, so join me. Yay, it's going to be great. Thank you so much, Tori, for being here tonight. Do you have any closing words for us?
Well, I just want to say a big thank you for asking me to come on.
Of course.
I have been looking forward to this interview for like over a month.
Yeah, it's
like
been a while
the day that you asked me, like, hey, can you do August 26th? Like, it's just been looking forward to it since then. This has been so much fun. Thank you, people, for asking such like really thoughtful questions. And again, just being you and showing that you care, and
it's been so
amazing.
Fun. Yeah.
Thank you for humoring my answers. Professor Hotchkiss, I'm sorry that I could not deliver on more tea puns. I will have to pay my debt across people's streams here in the future. Or maybe put tea puns into future Spilling the Tea chat boxes. So.
That's okay. Whatever works. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to come on. And I mean, for everyone who has agreed to do this show, I'm so glad that I can like be the mouthpiece to allow more people to meet all these cool people. And we can all just kind of join together in this like love fest of crewness.
For sure.
I love it. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Go spend time with your families or get some sleep or something, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.